Tara Lynn with 5 Acres Honey Farm. I am about to go do my very first hive inspection of the main season. I did check the hives in early January, but I did not do a full inspection or remove any frames to really check anything out. So today I'm going to do full inspections of at least 2 of the hives that I think are still viable and going strong, or at least just going. I've been going out in between Zoom meetings all morning and just checking to see if they're active, and I wasn't seeing much flight activity, but it's still a little chilly. It's supposed to be about 55 degrees, close to 60 degrees today, and that's just about, it'll be rising to that high while I'm out there right now at lunch. Let's go take a look, and hopefully I've still got some hives after losing at least 4 hives this winter I've lost, so hopefully I haven't lost any more. All right, I've gone through 1 hive so far, and now I'm going through a second one, and both of these look like they're pretty active. And a lot of this is the sugar bricks that I made last fall that they've been working through. They kind of make little tunnels in it. Little bee tunnel. What I prefer to do this time of the year, since this is my first hive inspection after the really cold of the winter, and we could still have some cold days, but I like to start at the very bottom since they've been working their way up, so that I can see which frames I might want to keep out here if they miss some honey that they want to keep, and then the rest of the frames I can take inside for the freezer. This colony is much bigger and much heavier than the other one that I just inspected. So this is an example. There's still a big patch of capped honey on this frame, even though it's in the bottom box. Oh, on the other side too. So this would be a good frame to keep, so I'll just put that aside. I might put that up top. Actually, I think I'm seeing a lot of honey down here. Stuff stored. I might just keep it in this box and then put this box on top. Yeah, a lot of honey. So what's interesting is there is some brood down here. It's capped, so it might be old and frozen that they haven't cleaned out yet. Now my plan is to clean off the bottom board and make sure that space is clear for them. I use screen bottom boards and I use the IPM board at the bottom. So it's just covered in their debris, so I'll clear that off before I put it back in. And in the winter it's pretty common to see dead bees on the bottom of the bottom board. Just help these girls out with their spring cleaning. Really nice sight to see. I haven't seen the queen yet, but I see her eggs, so she's definitely nearby. She's right here, climbing up the frame. Lots of capped brood. All right, I wrapped up the hive inspections, and I actually inspected 1 hive before I showed you the one that I was doing, mainly because I was so anxious to get in the hives that I just didn't set the camera up. And my I don't want to say favorite, but she is a bit of a favorite. My favorite queen was the first hive that I inspected, Ophelia. And Queen Ophelia is a descendant of Queen Heidi, which was a swarm that I caught 2 years ago. And Ophelia's hive last year was phenomenal with mite counts, so I really had high hopes for her getting through the winter. Her colony is really teeny tiny. They're not really even covering like even 3 frames right now. And I didn't really see her eggs. I did see some capped larvae. I didn't see any open brood. And it was a little hard to see because she has some really dark frames in there. But I'm hoping she is laying and that their population will grow in the next few weeks because things are starting to bloom. And I gave them some nectar and honey from one of the other hives that I had lost that was still out in the yard. So they have some more food now, and I'm just gonna keep an eye on them. So next week, if I still see their population down and if I don't see any really like brood activity, then I might give her some eggs and brood from the other hive that I inspected, which is looking really good. It has a really strong population. It fills at least 1 medium, and it's really kind of bubbling over into 2. I trimmed both of the hives, which were about 4 medium stacked, but really only 3 medium stacked with frames because the top mediums that I use during the winter are empty so that they can get their the extra food supply up there. So I condensed everything down to just 2 mediums for both hives, made sure that there was some good food up above, so maybe it'll motivate the queens to go up and start laying up there. Unfortunately, over the winter now my total hive loss is, I think, 5 hives now because I was going in with 7. I have to go check my notes. I started getting very confused over the winter about how many hives, but my notes are really detailed, so I'll be able to see. But it was a really wet, really cold winter, and I know that those are not good combinations for the bees to be set up for success. I did, do Varroa counts last year, and I just will continue to do the counts and continue to, I guess, just be more aggressive with keeping the numbers lower than I have in the past. All right, I am exhausted and super thirsty, and because I had to carry 4 mediums back to put into the freezer, and I'm gonna take a break. Thanks for watching.